Listen to me. You don't get time back. You don't get moments back. Every second counts. Every decision you make, every move you take, every moment you waste. You can't hit rewind. Life is a gift, and every second you're given is a chance to get closer to your dream, your destiny, your purpose. So why are you sleeping on your opportunity like you got a lifetime? Wake up, grind now, because the clock is ticking, and it ain't waiting for nobody. You say you want success, you say you want to be great, then act like it. Time is your most valuable currency, more than money, more than talent, more than connections. Every second you invest in growth, in discipline, in hustle. That's how legends are made. But every second you waste on excuses, on comfort, on laziness, you're writing your own failure story. Success is not about big wins. It's about stacking small seconds of effort, one after another, until they explode into greatness. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect time. Because that second you're waiting might be the one you needed to change your life. Every second counts. Make it count. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Don't waste it. This truth is harsh, unchanging, and universal. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you've been through, every person is given the same 24 hours in a day, the same 60 minutes in an hour, and the same 60 seconds in a minute. Time is the great equalizer. It doesn't care if you're rich or poor, young or old, talented or struggling. It moves forward no matter what. And the real difference between those who win in life and those who stay stuck comes down to how they choose to spend their time. When people think about wealth, they think about money. But the real wealth, the one you can never get back once it's gone, is time. Money, lost can be earned again. Opportunities missed can sometimes circle back. But time, once it's spent, it's gone. And the tragic part is that so many people live like they have all the time in the world. They procrastinate, they push dreams to the side. They say, tomorrow, or next year, or one day. But what they don't realize is that while they're waiting for the perfect moment, time is moving, slipping through their fingers like sand, and it's never gonna stop. Most people don't understand the value of a second until it's gone, until they're older, until they're on their deathbed, until the opportunity has passed, until someone they love is no longer around. And then the regret hits. I wish I had started earlier. See if I could go back. But you don't get to go back. This is not a video game. There is no reset button that second you just used. And that's why you have to be intentional with every moment you get. Look around Look around. The most successful people in the world, they don't necessarily have more talent, more intelligence, or better circumstances than you. What they do have is respect for time. They don't waste hours on meaningless distractions. They don't sleep in late hoping things will work themselves out. They don't sit around waiting for motivation to magically appear. They use time like it's a precious resource. Because it is. They show up early. They stay focused. They get to work even when they don't feel like it. And all of that comes from understanding that time, not talent, is the real currency of life. Time is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can have the biggest dreams, the most ambitious vision, the greatest potential, but if you don't use your time wisely, none of it will matter. Dreams don't come true on their own. They come true through effort, through sacrifice, through thousands of seconds spent doing the hard stuff nobody sees. Every book written, every business built, every body transformed, every skill mastered. All of it happens in the seconds that people usually throw away, scrolling, watching, waiting. The truth is, you don't need more time. You need to value the time you already have. There's someone out there with less time, fewer resources, and more obstacles who's outworking you every day. Why? Because they know what you haven't fully grasped yet. This moment, right now, is the most important one. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Because what you do with this second determines what your tomorrow looks like. And if you keep treating time like it's unlimited, you're gonna find yourself empty-handed when the clock runs out. You gotta stop thinking that you can wait. You can't afford to. Life is short. It's fragile. And every second you waste is a second you can never earn back. There's no catching up. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. So stop making excuses. Stop blaming the past. Stop waiting for motivation or permission. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to move. Every second you hesitate is a second you could have been building, creating, learning, improving. Understand this. Time doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't slow down when you're tired. It doesn't pause when life gets hard. It doesn't wait for you to get inspired. It just keeps ticking, ticking. So you have to match that urgency. You have to approach life like you're on the clock, because you are. The person who lives like every second matters will always outpace the one who wastes time, waiting for the right moment. You have to stop treating time like it's free. It's not. It's the most expensive thing you'll ever spend. Think about it. Every time you waste a day, you're writing a check you can't cash. Every hour you spend on distractions is time stolen from your purpose. You can buy new shoes. You can buy a new phone. You can buy another car. But you cannot buy another minute. And when you start thinking like that, when you truly internalize the value of every second, that's when you start living differently. You start waking up earlier. You start planning your days. You start cutting out the noise. You start saying no to things that don't serve you. You stop wasting time with people who don't push you. You stop spending hours on entertainment that adds nothing to your life. You start becoming intentional with your time because you know every second counts. Every second counts. It doesn't matter how big your dream is. If you're not willing to respect time, you'll never reach it. Success is not some magical destination. It's a journey that requires consistent action over time. It's showing up every day. It's giving your best even when you feel like giving up. It's saying no to comfort and yes to purpose. And all of that is rooted in how you manage your seconds. Let me be clear, you're not going to get another shot at today. This second, this moment, it's either going to work for you or against you. So what are you doing with it? Are you wasting it on doubt, fear, laziness, or are you investing it into your growth, your future, your calling? You don't need to do everything today, but you need to do something. You need to take one step, make one decision. Use this second wisely, because that 1 second could be the start of your transformation. That 1 second could be the shift that changes everything, but only if you use it. Every second you're breathing is a blessing. Every second you get is an opportunity. And the most powerful people in the world aren't the ones who have the most time. They're the ones who respect every second they've got. So start now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't waste one more second. Because when you understand that every second counts, that's when your life begins to change. Every second is a choice. And your choices create your future. That's not just a motivational phrase. It's a truth that either builds your life or breaks it. Every moment you live, you are making a decision. You are choosing between progress and procrastination, between growth and stagnation, between who you are and who you want to become. You might not realize it as it's happening, but every small action, every little habit, every response, every thought, it's all stacking up and shaping your destiny. You don't need to make one big decision to change your life. You need to make the right small decision over and over and over again, because your life is not the result of one major turning point. It's the sum of thousands of little choices you made when nobody was watching. That moment you decided to snooze the alarm instead of waking up to work on your goals, that was a choice. That evening you chose to scroll for hours instead of reading a book or exercising. That was a choice. That time you let fear talk you out of starting that business, writing that book, or applying for that opportunity. That was a choice. And every one of those choices pushes you in a direction, either toward your purpose or away from it. Every second you're at a crossroads. You're either saying a yes to the life you want or saying a yes to comfort. But understand this, comfort now costs you greatness later. Playing it safe now robs you of strength tomorrow. You can't make weak choices and expect strong results. You can't keep choosing what's easy and expect to live a life that's extraordinary. People think that success is this big, mysterious thing that happens to lucky people or talented people. But that's a lie. Success happens to people who choose to win, second by second. It's the person who chooses to get up and grind even when they don't feel like it. It's the person who chooses discipline over distraction, purpose over pleasure, responsibility over excuses. Every decision may seem small in the moment, but those decisions add up. You don't become successful overnight. You become successful second by choosing your purpose over your comfort. When you understand this truth, your whole life starts to shift. Because now you realize that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the product of your choices. Life is not happening to you. You are building it with the decisions you make every single moment. You can't change the past, but you can change your patterns. You can't control what life throws at you, but you can control your response. Your response, your reaction, that is your power. That is your choice. So stop waiting for someone to come rescue you. Stop blaming your past. Stop wishing things were easier. Start choosing better in the seconds you control. Because if you want a different life, you have to make different choices. And the beauty is, you don't have to wait to start. You can choose right now. You can choose to get serious about your health, your mindset, your goals. You can choose to stop complaining and start creating. You can choose to stop being average and start becoming great. Let's get real. Every second you're alive, you're planting seeds. And the harvest you're going to reap in your life is based on the kind of seed you sow consistently. You can't sow laziness and expect discipline to grow. You can't sow negativity and expect joy. You can't sow fear and expect success. You're creating your future right now, whether you realize it or not. So ask yourself, what kind of future are my choices building? You want to be healthier? It starts with choosing the right meal when it's easier to pick junk. You want to be smarter? It starts with choosing to read instead of wasting time. You want to be wealthier? It starts with choosing to save, to invest, to learn. You want better relationships? It starts with choosing kindness, honesty, and presence. Everything you want is on the other side of the right choice made over and over again. But here's the hard truth. Most people don't lose because they make one bad choice. They lose because they make a series of small, comfortable, convenient choices that add up to mediocrity. They let 5 minutes of laziness become a habit. They let "I'll do it tomorrow" become their identity. And soon enough, they look around and wonder why their life looks the same year after year. It's because they didn't respect the power of their second. If you keep saying yes to everything that feels good in the moment, you're saying no to everything that matters long term. That's the trade-off. Pleasure now often means pain later, and discipline now leads to freedom later. So when you make a choice in a moment, don't just think about how it feels. Think about what it's building. Is this choice building the future I want? Is this decision moving me forward or keeping me stuck? And no, it's not always easy. That's the point. Growth isn't convenient. Winning isn't comfortable. But that's why every second counts. Because those little uncomfortable moments are where strength is forged. The second you choose to work when others are resting, to study when others are partying, to stay focused when others are distracted, that's the second you separate yourself. That's the second you earn your edge. And that's the second your future begins to change. Nobody becomes legendary by accident. You don't stumble into greatness. You decide into greatness. You grind into greatness. You discipline yourself into greatness. And that only happens when you treat every second like it matters, because it does. And the beautiful thing is, no matter how many wrong choices you've made before, you still have a second in front of you. You still have this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. You still have the power to choose. So don't wait for tomorrow to become someone different. Choose differently now. And then choose again and again. Stack those decisions until you become a force no one can stop. Remember, every second is a vote for the person you want to become. Cast those votes wisely, because one day you're going to look back and either be proud of the life you built second by second, or you're going to be filled with regret, wishing you had chosen better. Make the right choice. Make it now. Make it again. Because your life is nothing more than a collection of seconds, and every second is creating your future. You can't rewind time, but you can control what you do with it now. That simple truth should shake you awake. So many people live in the past. They live in regret. They replay mistakes like a broken record, trying to change what's already happened in their mind. They wish they could go back and make a different decision, take a different path, hold their tongue, take the shot they didn't take. But no matter how hard you wish, no matter how deeply you regret, time doesn't move backward. It doesn't pause. It doesn't bend to your emotion. The seconds that have passed are gone, but what you do with the next one is entirely in your hand. You see, people waste so much energy trying to undo what they've done, but that energy could be used to build something better. You can't change what's behind you, but you absolutely have control over what's in front of you. The only power you have is the present. This second, this moment, that's where transformation begins. That's where redemption starts. That's where you take the pain, the loss, the regret, and you turn it into fuel. Everybody has a past. Everybody's made mistakes. Everybody's wasted time. You are not unique in that. What separates the ones who rise from the ones who stay down is not the past. It's a response. You either let your past define you or you decide to define what comes next. And that decision happens right now. This moment you're in, this is your reset. Not by erasing the past, but by taking control of what happens next. You may not be able to rewrite yesterday, but you can write a new chapter today. And if you string enough of those of today's together, you'll end up with a future so powerful, the past no longer has a hold on you. The truth is, life is going to happen to you. It's going to throw challenges. It's going to bring disappointment. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. You're going to lose time, miss chances, and take detour. That's part of the journey. But if you let that keep you stuck, if you keep looking over your shoulder, trying to grab something that's gone, you're going to miss what's right in front of you. Every second you spend dwelling on what you can't change is a second you're not using to build what you can. Regret doesn't move you forward. Shame doesn't build you. Only action in the present moment can transform your life. You have to learn how to carry the lesson, not the weight. You have to take the experience, the pain, the failure, and use it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. You might say, but I wasted years. So what? That's done. Are you going to waste more years beating yourself up about it? Or are you going to wake up today and say, I've got this moment, I've got this breath, I've got this heartbeat, what can I do with it? It doesn't matter if you were off course yesterday. What matters is whether you take the wheel today. The ship doesn't turn because you wish it did. It turns because you act, you steer, you move. Don't let the past convince you that it owns you. It doesn't. The second you decide to take control, that's the second your future begins to shift. Think about how much time you've lost already in worry, in guilt, in fear. Now imagine if you had taken all of that time and used it to work, to grow, to learn, you'd be in a different place. But here's the deal. It's not too late. You can't go back and change what you did, but you can decide that you will never again let the past steal your present. You have to make peace with what's gone. That doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen. It means accepting it, owning it, and then choosing to rise in spite of it. It means saying, yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I wasted time, but I'm not gonna let those seconds steal the next 1,000. I'm gonna take control. Now, there is power in now. You can decide in this very moment to start becoming who you were meant to be. You can make a phone call. You can write the first page. You can step into the gym. You can enroll in that class. You can speak the truth you've been holding back. All of that is in your power. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. The clock is ticking, is another chance to shift direction. But you gotta stop looking in the rearview mirror. You're not going that way. You have to fix your eyes on the road ahead. You can learn from the past, but you must live in the present. That's the only space where change is possible. Too many people are paralyzed because they think it's too late. They think because they didn't start early enough, or because they failed, or because they went off course, they can't come back. That's a lie. It's never too late to start doing the right thing. It's never too late to take responsibility. It's never too late to chase what matters. But it becomes too late the moment you stop believing it's possible. Every great comeback story starts with one moment. The moment someone said, I may have messed up, but I'm not done. That decision doesn't live in the past. That strength doesn't come from looking backward. It comes from showing up in the now. It comes from choosing to rise, to fight, to grind, to believe again. Your past may explain you, but it does not define you. You define you with the actions you take right now, with the effort you bring today, with the commitment you make in this second. That's what shapes the future. That's what builds legacies. That's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary examples of resilience and redemption. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop letting yesterday's version of you rob the world of today's version, the one that's stronger, wiser, and more ready than you realize. You're not bound by what you used to be. You're not limited by what you used to do. You are free to choose again. You are free to choose again and again. And that's the gift of now. You don't have to fix your whole life in one moment. You just have to win the moment you're in. Make it count. Make it meaningful. Make it powerful. Then do it again in the next one. And slowly, those seconds you once wasted will be replaced by seconds that built you into something unstoppable. You can't rewind time, but you can take control of the time you have left. And that right there is more powerful than anything you lost. You still have time. Use it. Small actions every second build up to massive results. That's the secret most people overlook. In a world obsessed with overnight success, instant gratification, and viral moments, people have forgotten that true greatness isn't built in a day. It's constructed in the quiet, ordinary seconds, in the decisions nobody sees, in the moments that don't get posted online, in the habits that are repeated over and over until they shape the very core of who you are. You don't become legendary by doing something once. You become legendary by doing the right thing consistently, one small step at a time. You see, everybody wants the big breakthrough. Everyone wants the applause, the recognition, the end result. But what separates the ones who achieve it from the ones who only dream about it is their ability to show up in the small moments. The ones who win are the ones who grind when there's no spotlight, who keep moving when no one's cheering, who keep choosing growth when it's uncomfortable and inconvenient. They know that success is not made in the loud moments. It's made in the quiet seconds when the choice is rest or rise, excuse or execution, comfort or commitment. Think about a sculptor. They don't create a masterpiece by swinging a hammer once. They chip away at the stone over and over, thousands of times, making tiny adjustments, refining every edge. That's what your journey requires. It's not one leap. It's not one lucky break. It's the choice to keep chipping, keep showing up, keep doing the little things with excellence. 1 second at a time, you choose your future. 1 second at a time, you build your mindset. 1 second at a time, you train your body, your character, your destiny. You don't need to take massive action once. You need to take meaningful action constantly. That's the key. Because small actions compound, they multiply, they snowball into unstoppable momentum. People often say, oh, it's just one day off, or it's just one missed workout, or it's just one little cheat meal, or I'll skip it this one time. But that's how failure creeps in. Not all at once, but little by little. One compromise second at a time. The same way success builds second by second, so does regret. That's why it's critical to treat every second as a seed. You either plant a seed that leads to purpose, or you plant one that leads to pain. If you want to get better at anything, your health, your mindset, your skill, your relationships, it's not about doing something massive once. It's about doing something intentional over and over again. Want to write a book, write a page a day, want to lose weight, make one healthy choice at every meal, want to grow spiritually, meditate or pray for a few minutes every day, want to get smarter, read a chapter a day. It's the consistency of those small actions that makes the difference. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they're inconsistent. They show up with intensity, but they lack consistency. But intensity fades. Excitement dies down. What remains is your discipline, your habits, your ability to do the work even when the feeling is gone. That's how small seconds create massive results. When they're used wisely, repeatedly, intentionally. The athlete who wins the championship didn't just train when they felt like it. They trained daily. They mastered the basics. They repeated the same drills over and over until it became instinct. That's how you build greatness, by turning small actions into unconscious excellence, until your discipline becomes your default, until success becomes who you are, not just something you're chasing. There's this idea people have that one day it will all click, that they'll wake up motivated forever, that the breakthrough will happen and the struggle will end. But that's not real. What's real is repetition. What's real is waking up and doing what needs to be done, even when you're tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. Because every time you do, you're building something powerful. You're teaching yourself that your actions are stronger than your emotions. You're proving to yourself that you have what it takes. Even the smallest actions, when done consistently, can change your life. Don't underestimate the power of a single second, because that 1 second could be the moment you choose to keep going. That 1 second could be the decision to say no to the distraction, then yes to your purpose. That 1 second could be the spark that lights the fire. But you'll never know unless you keep showing up. And the truth is, results don't always show up immediately. That's where most people quit. They plant the seed, water it for a few days, and when they don't see fruit, they stop. But greatness requires patience. It requires faith that every small effort matters, that every drop of sweat, every repetition, every moment of focus is taking you somewhere. You can't microwave mastery. You have to marinate in it, second by second. If you could zoom out and see the big picture of your life, you realize that every second you're alive, you're writing your story. And no story is built in one paragraph. It's written line by line, word by word. Your life is the same. Your character, your achievements, your growth, all of it is shaped by what you choose to do in the smallest slices of time. Don't throw those seconds away. Don't think they don't matter. They are the foundation of everything. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but it's real and it's effective. When you master the small things, the big things take care of themselves. When you win the second, you win the minute. When you win the minute, you win the hour. And when you win the hour, you win the day. Stack enough winning days together, and you'll look back and realize you built a life that others only dream of. But it starts now, in this second. This is where change begins. Not next week, not January 1st, not when everything is perfect. Change begins in the second you decide to take action, no matter how small, and then refuse to stop. This second can be the one that changes everything if you decide to make it count. So don't chase the highlight. Don't wait for the big moment. Focus on the small ones. Because the reality is, there is no big moment without the small ones behind it. Behind every triumph is 1,000 tiny sacrifices. Behind every victory is 1,000,000 small disciplines. Behind every dream realizes a trail of moments where the dreamer chose to keep moving when it would have been easier to quit. You have that power. You have that choice. Right now, use this second well. Then use the next one. And keep stacking them until your life becomes a monument to what small actions done consistently can truly create. That's how you change your life. That's how you move from average to amazing. That's how you build greatness, 1 second at a time. Discipline in the moment determines success in the long run. This is a truth that many people struggle to accept because discipline is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It demands consistency, and it often asks you to do things you don't feel like doing. But discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without discipline, talent, motivation, and dreams can only take you so far. It is what separates those who wish from those who achieve, those who talk from those who act. When you hear people talk about success, they often highlight talent or luck. But the real driver behind long-term success is discipline. Doing the right thing at the right moment, even when you don't want to. It's waking up early to train when your body is tired. It's choosing to focus on your work instead of giving into distractions. It's sticking to your plan, even when the results are not immediate. That consistent self-control shapes your future. Discipline is about mastering yourself. It's about saying a no to instant gratification so you can say a yes to your bigger vision. It's choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. It's that moment when you decide to push through pain, frustration, or boredom because you know that what you're building is bigger than your temporary feelings. Every successful person you admire developed this muscle of discipline through repeated action over time. Imagine two people with equal talent and equal opportunities. One person spends their time indulging in distraction, giving in to laziness and procrastinating. The other person chooses discipline, showing up even on the days they don't feel motivated, making small sacrifices daily. Over months and years, that disciplined person will always outpace the other because success is not a sprint. It's a marathon of disciplined moments strung together. Discipline is what gets you through the moments nobody sees. The 5 a.m. wake-ups, the extra hour of practice, the tough conversations, the rejected offers, the early failures. It is what keeps you focused when the excitement fades and the grind becomes real. Without discipline, motivation will come and go like the weather. But discipline is your internal compass that keeps you steady, no matter the storm. It's important to understand that discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means commitment to progress, even if it's imperfect. You won't always make the best decision, but discipline is about getting back on track as soon as you can. It's about building habits that guide your actions even when you don't consciously think about them. Over time, disciplined choices become automatic, and your success becomes inevitable. Discipline also means consistency in the small moments. It's not about one big act, but many small decisions. Choosing to do the work even when you'd rather rest. Choosing to study when you'd rather scroll. Choosing to eat healthy when junk food is easier. These small moments add up to major differences. The disciplined person is not the one who does everything right once, but the one who keeps going despite setbacks. One of the biggest challenges people face with discipline is the struggle between instant gratification and delayed gratification. In today's world, we're wired for instant results. Fast food, quick entertainment, immediate likes on social media. But success, growth, and mastery require delayed gratification. The ability to say no now, so you can say yes later to a bigger, better life. Discipline is the mental strength to delay pleasure and endure temporary discomfort for future reward. Another essential part of discipline is responsibility. It's owning your choices and accepting that the outcomes in your life are the result of your actions or inactions. When you are disciplined, you don't make excuses or blame circumstances. You take control. You understand that you have the power to shape your future through the disciplined choices you make today. Discipline also builds resilience. When you consistently push yourself, you strengthen your mental toughness. You learn that you can overcome challenges and keep moving forward even when it's difficult. This resilience becomes a foundation for long-term success because life will always throw obstacles your way. The disciplined person doesn't quit. They adapt. They keep going. They fight through. The good news is that discipline can be developed like a muscle. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build by practicing small disciplined acts every day. Start with setting clear goals and creating routines that support those goals. Eliminate distractions. Hold yourself accountable. Celebrate small wins. Surround yourself with people who encourage discipline. Over time, what once felt hard will become a natural part of who you are. Discipline in the moment is what determines your long-term trajectory. Every time you choose to work instead of quit, to stay focused instead of distracted, to push through instead of giving up, you're investing in your future success. It's these moments that build momentum and create unstoppable forward motion. Remember, the moments when discipline feels hardest are often the moments that matter most. They're the ones that separate average from extraordinary. Those seconds of resistance, those choices to keep going when it's tough, are what turn dreams into reality. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Develop discipline in the moment, and your long-term success will follow. Your life is shaped by the sum of your disciplined moments. Choose to build your future one disciplined moment at a time, because discipline today determines your success tomorrow.